But Josh Gordon, I just don't see it. Even though you got the Baylor connection here happening in Cleveland, I just don't see it going to happen.
What was that drop you were looking for? What does it sound like?
He's an idiot.
Well, not that one, but
I think that was the one we reserved for someone who's going to appear a little later in the show.
oh, wait, he can get it too.
Smoke weed every day.
There we go. Thank you, Brad. On top of it, I mean, the fastest fingers in. No.
Do you know that from practice, Dave?
What?
Brad's finger speed.
No, I'm just listening to it right
yeah,
here.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Cleveland Brown 8-8.
His finger
16.
speed is like my reading speed. Okay.
Do you guys compare those two things at the same time, or Cincinnati Bengals?
Wow, Cincinnati. Wow, this is.
I got him at 10-6.
I got him at 11-5, best case 6-10. I like this team. Okay, I hate the quarterback.
Dandy Alton.
But this team could have easily been in the Super Bowl. Easily last year. If they didn't all of a sudden said, hey, we want to go ahead and just thug out and blow a playoff game.
Well, that, and they could have been in the Super Bowl if, well, one, they lucked out because Andy Dalton wasn't in the playoffs, because every time he has appeared, he has like a 40 quarterback playoff rating. It is disgustingly low.
As a Houston Texans fan, I kind of like seeing the Red Rocket. Yeah, that's what J.J. Watt called him. I think he called him the BB Rocket or the BB Gun or something like that. It was something very...
They're a good team. They have a stout defense. They have two pretty decent running backs. Their quarterback last year looked like he was going to be, he was like on pace for MVP conversation at least until he got hurt. But again, they didn't get to see him play in the playoffs.
You take him, put him in Arizona, you put Palmer in Cincinnati. Who's beating that team?
Which one?
Oh, so you're just
the Cincinnati team.
You're just putting Palmer back where he came from?
Pretty much.
No confidence.
Well, it depends if Palmer's knee holds out. I would say Baltimore is the last place we have to stop in the North.
Here's the thing. That is Cincinnati's division. They can win that division, probably, as long as they don't let the penalties kill them like they've done. They're like the Oakland Raiders of old time. We're just going to get all the penalty yards of what we want, and that's what's going to kill them.
I mean, the Steelers are mean. They're tough. Their offense is so high flying,
but they don't take stupid penalties.
Oh, and I think the Steelers are coached better. I mean, I think that I think Tomlinson is progressive. Like, I think he likes to go for two. He doesn't like to, now that they've lengthened the extra point, he doesn't like to go for it. Like, he'll just take the 2 points, and if he misses it, he misses it.
Right.
He'll make it up on the next 2-point conversion.
Old school Steelers coach to the T.
Yeah,
right.
and it works for them.
Right.
And it still is. And like I said, their ability to adapt and evolve, like, our defense is kind of falling apart, but we still have a great quarterback. We have some of the most talented receivers. Somehow we draft the most talented receivers, so much so that once they want a big contract, we just ship them off and sign up the next one, Ryan,
I have a question for you. Who was the Ravens' first-round draft pick last season?
Last season?
You don't know because he never played in a game.
Injury or?
Injury.
Is he coming back? Defensive player, right?
No, receiver. Central Florida, Brashad Perriman.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was in love with after the Combine.
Yeah, Combines, but again, he had he played at a so-so
Central
school.
Florida.
Yeah, and I guess that's the American Conference now.
Right.
The American Conference. And
okay, so the Baltimore Ravens, where do you have them at?
Optimistic, the highest point, 9-7, and I don't think they can win the division.
No.
This year, 5-11 is their floor. It's a pretty low floor.
Yeah, they're not a playoff team in my book. 8-8 is their high, and 6-12 is their low. Do you know Trent Richardson's on this lineup?
Not anymore. They cut him.
They cut him? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Brad, do you differ from us?
I think their best player is Justin Tucker, the kicker.
I see.
That's pretty sad.
I see. I'm a little bit higher on Baltimore, only because of, to me, they're the Cowboys of the AFC last year. You have Flacco, missed some time. Justin Forsett, running back, missed some time. Steve Smith Sr. missed some time. He's coming back. They drafted a good guy, Louisiana Tech kid, Kenneth Dixon. Okay.
Who looks beastly in preseason.
Yes.
He looks like he might take that job.
Okay. Flacco's knee holds up. They're giving a run at Pittsburgh.
Better than healthy Baltimore. Are they better than Cincinnati?
I'll take Flacco over Dalton.
I would too, and I think Flacco gets a real rough time. Like, people don't respect Flacco, but he has one of the best arms in football.
Yeah, he's a very, very strong.
Does it always deliver accurately? I mean,
Well,
he did enough to get himself a Super Bowl, right? I mean,
he really doesn't have anybody to deliver to. I mean, you got Steve Smith.
Steve Smith Sr., who is
aging.
He's lost his speed, but he's so dependable. I think he's a good anchor receiver. Like, he's like Jason Witten for Tony Romo. Like, he's a good place for the ball to go to if you have nowhere else for the ball to go.
My question is, can he make it through a season?
He is not as banged up. He has had one season that he's had injury problems that I can recall. Has it been 2?
Yeah, it's been 2. He missed one with Carolina.
No, not Steve Smith. Joe Flacco.
Oh, Joe Flacco. Oh, I thought we were talking about Steve.
Well,
Steve Smith.
I was looking at it from both. Joe Flacco, he has had. Okay. I think he's only missed this part of this last season.
No,
it's not like he's in like Tony Romo.
He's always in there. He's always
right. So I don't know. I see where you're coming from. I think it's a good point that, like, you don't really know where the team sits because they did lose a lot of people on defense and stuff to free agency.
He's in and out all the time.
Suggs, yeah.
So they're remaking their defense.
Right, they're remaking their defense, but offensively, we literally got to see like only 7 out of 11 of their like actual players. And if you put Perryman in there, who likely would have started 2 with their receiver situation, then you really were missing. You're missing 5 of your starting 11 players on offense.
Okay,
that could be a pretty radical different team we see this year.
Who was their number 1 receiver at the end of the season?
Torrey Smith. No, that was the year before he got traded to San Francisco.
Kamar Aiken.
Who looked pretty good. Do you think he can repeat? Do you think he can be important when people come back?
What draft pick is he in your fantasy draft pick?
Who?
Mr. Aiken.
Yeah.
I don't think I have Aiken. I mean, like I said, I'm not super high on Baltimore, and I will never homer pick a team ever. Like, when it comes to fantasy, I play for money, and so like I take as much of my bias out of it as I can and try and look at it as analytically as possible.
I had him last 3 games of the season last year. Was consistently my top fantasy guy.
Okay, let's go to the AFC West.
Let's close her out
with the defending Super Bowl champions, the Denver Broncos.
8-8 is the best they do. And all 8 games will be won by that defense.
I have 9-7.
Okay.
Best case, 5-11.
4-12. I mean, we're one. Like, you give them one more game either way.
Right. Well,
that's not too far off.
I just kind of find it odd that you have a franchise that's ran by a Hall of Fame quarterback, coached by a Hall of Fame quarterback's backup, and they don't value the quarterback position at all.
I mean, they do, but I wouldn't have paid Brock Osweiler money. Why? What has he ever done? He got re-benched for Peyton Manning, who could barely stand up at the end of the season.
I think there's more to that story that we don't know about, and it could have been something else that. I heard the story about where Peyton Manning was on the practice field flipping Kubiak the bird and stuff like that, saying, "Hey, this is what I want to do." I don't know how true that is, but you have Peyton Manning. That's a big name to say. Oh, we're going to go with Brock Osweiler over Peyton Manning.
I get that, but did you see Peyton Manning almost lost them the Super Bowl, almost lost them the other games, and he was bailed out constantly by that defense. So I guess 8-8 might be a little rude, because even if they had someone who was barely a functioning athlete out there throwing the ball, and they still, they
could go Wildcat.
They still went. Well, I mean, they still went to the Super Bowl and then won it.
Right.
So how can you count out that defense when they already carried their offense through one Super Bowl? So I say 8-8, but I guess looking at it now, I mean, they could easily be a playoff team.
Once again, this is a great. I always mirror the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. Even back in the old days when you had the Houston Oilers and the Denver Broncos, they always clashed. They always mirrored each other.
Minus Super Bowls, right?
Minus Super Bowls and Super Bowl appearances. But on the field wise, the caliber is there. It's just Denver's always had their number.
Kansas City.
Man, I guess I am a Kansas City homer, and I've never been to Kansas City. I actually know a Kansas City Chief, and I got him at 12-4.
I got best case. I have 10-6.
That's what I have.
Worst case 6-10. The Kansas City has been this team forever. They have a stud running back. They have a decent number one receiver. They have a quarterback who can get that receiver the ball.
Right. A decent tight end.
A decent tight end.
Very good tight end.
A good second running back.
Right.
Top 5 tight end in the league, in my opinion.
I think so. And young.
A good defensive line.
A good defensive line, good defense in general,
right.
And they constantly find a way to disappoint whatever their expectations are.
The injury bug bites them like no other.
Well, here's the thing: their injury bug, their team falls apart. Jamal Charles, like that's just their team because Alex Smith isn't going to carry. He can manage a game very well, but he's not going to carry you to the win. And their defense, while they're a solid hold the team defense, they're not a point scoring, high flying.
Right.
Special teams and defense.
Yeah, you're not going to get a pick six. You're not going to
right.
Yeah, you're not going to see that. And
if you do, they're few and far between. It's not like Seattle or the Cardinals or somebody who like you're going to get 14 points out of your defense and special teams most likely.
Right.
They're not that team, and if your team hinges on one player's ability that much, you're going to have a real bad time in the NFL.
I'm going to jump into Alex Smith's defense here. Andy Reid. To me, going back to Andy Reid's Philly days, if he has the right quarterback, he can manage. He can squeeze out at least 9, 10, possibly even 11 wins.
He's going to get the best out of what a quarterback he has.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, but again, it's not going to be a Super Bowl win. Andy Reid has shown that consistently.
Right.
I mean, I would say that the Eagles team that he had with Donovan McNabb at their height, T.O., Donovan McNabb, who else was on that team? Who's the running back? Yeah, Westbrook.
Yeah. Correll Buckhalter.
And then their their defense, their secondary was
Dawkins.
Also incredible. Like you look at that team on paper should have won a Super Bowl. But between McNabb and Andy Reid, they could not get it done together for whatever reason. So I think no matter how good the Chiefs play, Andy Reid's capacity has been reached.
Maybe the New England Patriots hobbling during the Super Bowl,
Maybe it was deflated balls.
Been cheated.
If there's any Patriots fans out there, they're getting mad at me now. But
this takes us to the upstarts here.
Oh yeah.
The young guns.
Okay, one I'm high on, one I'm not.
Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders.
I have them at 10-5. Best case.
Where's the 16th game, Dave?
Oh no, that's a 6. That's a 6. My bad.
Good thing
they're taking a day off one day.
10-5. Can we take a tie? Is that a possibility?
10-5-1.
Matter of fact, they're just going to go ahead and just like airmail one in against San Diego. That's the reason why they're 10-5. They're like, we're just not going to show. We're just going to take that one.
The 10-5 Oakland
We're in
Raiders.
the process of moving to a different city.
I have them at 10-6, and I have them at 6-10. They have Amari Cooper, who looks like he's going to be Julio Jones good with some time. You have Derek Carr, who looks at least Matt Ryan good.
Latavius Murray,
who had a fantastic season. Something about Oakland backs do get hurt a lot. I mean, is Alden Smith still on the team?
Yes.
I know he's
somewhat.
Like in that weird legal trouble.
You don't know what's going to happen
but
there.
If you get him with his head screwed on straight on one side, and you have Khalil Mack on the other side,
it's danger. Danger, Will Robinson.
They have a pretty good secondary, and they're going to turn into a team that scores a lot of points. I mean,
they're going to be exciting to watch.
I think so too.
I think.
Right, and then their management could do what the Oakland Raiders management does and just ruin it all at some point.
Okay, ever since rest in peace, Al Davis passed away.
Rest in peace.
They haven't made the same stupid decisions.
I know, and they've been constructing a team from the ground up.
It goes back to kind of like the Cowboys. Steven said, "Okay, I'm taking the first pick. Jerry, Dad, I'll let you take the second pick and take that wild card because I can't control you too much. But until the day that happens, but Oakland's like, we're going consistent, nonstop." And I like what they're doing now.
And the last team for our best to worst, San Diego.
Wow, this is
P-Riv. Still